From major defensive target to a shock potential exit, Chelsea are planning a serious summer shakeup. Enzo Maresca has a vision, and it starts with tightening up the backline and adding young attacking talent. And moving on from few big names, let's dive into all the latest transfer updates and what they could mean for the Chelsea squad going forward. Chelsea are ramping up their preparation for the upcoming transfer window, and with questions still looming over the long-term fitness of Wesley Fofana, the Blues are prioritizing a reinforcement at centre-back. One of the names firmly on their radar is Bournemouth's Huijsen. When Chelsea spent close to £70 million on Wesley Fofana in 2022, they believed they were securing a future leader in defence. And while the Frenchman remained highly rated figure at Cobham, persistent injury problem has severely limited his impact. Since arriving from Leicester, Fofana has made 26 league starts across 3 seasons, a disappointing tally for a club with ambition of returning to Europe elite. His continued absence has forced the club to reassess the long-term stability of their backline under Enzo Maresca. Reliability, technical ability, and positional intelligence are non-negotiable traits for defenders. Chelsea are now actively exploring their options. With Fofana unavailable, Chelsea has leaned on to the combination of Levi Colwill, Trevor Chalobah. While all have had moments of promise, none have fully convinced as a consistent starter in a possession-heavy system. As a result, Chelsea are looking to bring in a modern ball-playing centre-back who fits the new identity. One standout name is 20-year-old Huijsen, currently impressing at Bournemouth following his move from Juventus. After a strong loan spell at AS Roma, Huijsen made a permanent switch to the Premier League and has adapted seamlessly. His performance has caught the attention of the top scouts across the league. Chelsea's recruitment team believe he could thrive in the possession-oriented setup under Enzo Maresca. Chelsea are still weighing their defensive option, but Huijsen emerged as genuine targets. Bournemouth would likely demand a significant fee, especially given the player's age, upside, and Premier League experience, with Maresca expected to shift towards high-line and ball retention model. Adding centre-back with Huijsen could be a critical implementing vision. Huijsen might be the headline target, but Chelsea recruitment team isn't placing all their hope on one name. The club casting a wide net, and 2 Premier League standouts has emerged as serious contenders, Marc Guehi and Jarrad Branthwaite. Guehi, of course, is a name well known at the Stamford Bridge. The former academy graduate has gone from Cobham prospect to Premier League mainstay, and the growing sentiment within the club that bringing him back would be a smart move. Meanwhile, Branthwaite is one of the most sought-after young defenders in England. Left-footed, physically imposing, composed under pressure, he would offer a balance alongside either Colwill or Chalobah, and fits the mold of a long-term investment. Both players, however, come with hefty tax. Palace are reportedly demanding north of 50 million for Guehi, while Everton, in no rush to sell, are holding fame of a valuation of 65 to 70 million pounds for Branthwaite. That's why this summer decisions are so critical. That is the elegance of Huijsen, the familiarity and deep discipline of Marc Guehi, or the raw power and potential of Jarrad Branthwaite. Chelsea are determined to get it right. As Chelsea explore external targets like Huijsen, Marc Guehi, Jarrad Branthwaite, just as important are the decisions being made about defenders already within the club. With squad planning for 2025-2026 season on the way, the Blues are assessing which players could fit into the long-term vision. Let's start with Levi Colwill. The 21-year-old England international has been a subject of interest for major clubs across Europe, including Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. But the option is crystal clear. Colwill is a cornerstone of the project and is not for sale under any circumstances. Having already shown his ability to operate both centrally and as a left back, Colwill's versatility and comfort in build-up play makes him tailor-made for Enzo Maresca's system. There is an expectation that with a settled role and fewer injuries, he could take up a big step forward next season. Bynoe-Gittens had up and down in this campaign, marred with fitness issues, deep in form, but within the club there is a belief that the 23-year-old can still become a key figure. His calmness in possession, a left-footed profile, aerial strengths are all attributes valued by the coaching staff. Maresca is believed to be intrigued by Bynoe-Gittens' potential, in a more structured and high possession system. As he stands, he's expected to stay and compete for a starting role. Then there is Tosin Adrabayo, who arrived on a free from Fulham last summer. While he had some solid performance in limited minutes, questions remain about his long-term place in Chelsea, particularly with Chelsea actively pursuing new centre-back. If Tosin is willing to play a squad rotation role and feature in domestic cups and as cover for injuries, he could remain a valuable depth option. But if he seeks a more consistent minutes, a summer departure, either on a loan or permanent, can't be ruled out. Now let's move on to the Portuguese defender Renato Veiga. Was brought in last summer primarily to bolster the squad depth. While his versatility, being able to play both centre-back, defensive midfielder or as a left-back, was seen as an asset, he hasn't made a major impact. Chelsea are open to offer for 20 years old, and several clubs from Bundesliga, La Liga and even Juventus are reportedly monitoring the situation. A sell or a loan with an option to buy is on the table as Chelsea look to streamline the squad. Anselmino, the highly rated Argentine centre-back Aaron Anselmino from Boca Juniors, is being carefully managed. The 19-year-old has impressed in training and academy matches, but the club feels regular first team minutes are crucial for his development. Several clubs in the Champions League and Europa League, including some from Portugal and Netherlands, are pushing to take him on loan next season. Meanwhile, 18-year-old Mamadou Sarr is expected to extend his loan at Strasbourg. The Frenchman has impressed with his development. Chelsea believe another year of consistent senior football in Ligue 1 will serve him well. Now we'll move on to Josh Archambault, a name quickly gaining attention behind the scene. The 18-year-old has been fast-tracked through Chelsea youth rank and earned a glowing review from staff and senior players. The club sees him as a genuine first-team prospect. Wants to keep him close to the senior setup next season. Is expected to be involved in pre-season and could feature in cup competition or even league squad, depending on injury. While defensive reinforcements are Chelsea's priority, Chelsea are equally making moves in attack. Borussia Dortmund Jamie Bynoe-Gittens emerging as a top target. Talks are already on the way with the player's representative, and sources suggest Chelsea has put forward a lucrative salary in the region of 6 to 7 million per year, nearly double what the 20-year-old earns in Germany. Dortmund meanwhile have an asking price between £45 million to £50 million for the England under-21 international, a figure that reflects his potential rather than his consistent first-team output. Chelsea interest in Bynoe-Gittens is clear. The club sees a dynamic winger with high ceiling, technical flair, raw explosiveness. But for many fans and observers, there is a nagging sense of deja vu. Another highly rated teenager from Bundesliga, another big fee, another bet on potential. Just in the last few years, Chelsea have dipped into the German market for promising talent, and results has been mixed at best. Timo Werner, 47 million from RB Leipzig, flashes of brilliance but failed to settle. Kai Havertz, 72 million for Bayer Leverkusen, won the Champions League but was never truly a consistent force. Christian Pulisic, 58 million from Dortmund, moment of quality plagued with injuries and inconsistency. And the last player, the recent one, Nkunku. Each of these players arrived with immense promise and elite level hype, but none truly fulfilled expectation at Stamford Bridge. Injuries, adaptation issues, and managerial instability all played a part. The new ownership has made youth recruitment a cornerstone for their long-term vision, but the result has been uneven. With Chelsea trying to return to Champions League, the time for calculated risk may be running out. Jamie Bynoe-Gittens may well be a top Premier League winger, but in a squad already flooded with potential, Chelsea may need a proven quality, leadership and certainty. When Christopher Nkunku arrived at Chelsea 2 summers ago, it felt like the club already pulled off a coup. Fresh off a Bundesliga golden boot, the French international was supposed to be the spark, goal-scoring, creative threats that Chelsea has been missing. But fast forward to now, and things couldn't look more different. This season, Nkunku has been a shadow of the player who once lit up Leipzig. Injuries has plagued his time at Stamford Bridge. Yes, but even when he's fit, he struggled to make any kind of consistent impact. From tactical misfits to confidence issues, it just haven't clicked. Now, according to Fabrizio Hawkins, Chelsea and Nkunku has reached a point of no return. Clubs across Europe are watching closely. Arsenal, and Bayern Munich both made approach in January and are interested to reignite their interest. There is also said to be an interest from Italy and Spain, with Nkunku still seen as a top talent who simply needs a fresh environment. Chelsea are open to selling, not just to recover some of their initial investment, but to clear space in the squad and free up the wage bill. A fee of a region of 40 to 50 million pounds could be enough to get the deal done, and from Chelsea's perspective, it might be the best for both parties to move on. A potential Nkunku departure also gives context to Chelsea's pursuit of Jamie Bynoe-Gittens. With Nkunku gone, the club would lose a versatile attacking pitch, and Gittens, while less few experience, fits the profile Chelsea are clearly leaning towards: high potential, high ceiling players under 23 who can be developed under Enzo Maresca. But this brings us back to an underlying concern. Are Chelsea repeating the same cycle, swapping one uncertainty for another? Nkunku was supposed to be the finished product, a ready-made star. Now he's being pushed out after 2 disappointing years. Gittens, for all his talent, is still running his ropes in Germany and haven't proved himself at elite level. Moving on to a transfer that excited a lot of Chelsea fans, and that was the return of Kevin De Bruyne. But according to the Athletics, Chelsea will not be signing Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne back at Stamford Bridge. On paper, it's a fairy tale reunion, but in reality, it's a move that's unlikely to happen. Despite Enzo Maresca's clear desire to add more experience to Chelsea youthful squad, the club is expected to steer clear of making any formal move for the Manchester United legend. According to Matt Law of The Telegraph, let's be honest, De Bruyne at his peak is one of the greatest midfielders of the Premier League. With recurring injury concerns and visible sign of decline, Chelsea aren't convinced he's fit under the current model or the Tempo Maresca tactical system. There is also Kopama factor. Palmer has taken the ownership of the creative midfield role for the past 2 seasons, emerging as Chelsea's best player and most consistent attacking force. Trying to fit both him and De Bruyne into the same lineup without compromising balance would be a tactical headache. It's also worth noting that while Van Dijk remains a physical presence at 33, De Bruyne has begun to show signs of wear. He's still got the vision, but the explosiveness and durability, that's fading away. Understand the current ownership. The emphasis is building on young and dynamic squad that can grow together on several seasons. Yes, there is a growing need for leadership and experience, and Maresca is likely to push for 1 or 2 veteran figures to balance the dressing room. But those additions will need to align with the style and tempo and the long-term plan. De Bruyne, for all his brilliance, may simply belong to a different era. Kevin De Bruyne return would have made headline, and it would have sparked nostalgia. But this Chelsea is not looking backward, it's trying to build something new. Even the greatest name may no longer have a place. That's the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Now see you in the next one.